Hello, friends. I'm Kostub, and I welcome you to the second episode of the series The Bookish Affair. Before moving ahead, let me request you to subscribe to this channel, like, comment, and share this video once you are done watching it. In the last episode, we have seen the story of the book The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. In today's session, we are going to see what important lessons this book holds for our lives. On the face of it, friends, this book and its story looks like an epic battle between life and death, between our brave Santiago and Marlin. These concepts of life and death, when we look at it, we consider them separate from each other. Life is different from death. Death comes after life. But my friends, I ask you today, what if these two coexist in each one of us? Just look around you. You will see many people who are more dead than living. These are the people who refuse to live because the prospect of death scares life out of them. And then there are some others, like our Santiago, who refuse to give up even when death stares straight into their eyes. What drove Santiago to such bravery? It was his pride. Now, it was pride which allowed Santiago to break the barriers and go out far into the sea. It was pride which allowed him to fight an epic battle with Marlin. And it was his pride which drove him to fight the sharks and bring Marlin home to the shore. Here, in this story, Santiago's pride comes out as a virtue. But then, this is the beauty of this book. Take a look at this picture. This is Gollum from Lord of the Rings. His life is known for his obsessive attachment to the ring. This is called frailty. Frailty refers to human weakness. In this book, Santiago also considers his excessive pride and his attempts to salvage it as his weakness. So, this book beautifully brings out the contrast with which we can observe each of the human virtues. So, his pride becomes his weakness. Now, my friends, the second theme that this book deals with relates to the word salao. This is a word from Spanish language which means worst kind of luck or bad luck. There may be occasions in our life when we try our best, we put in hard work, we put in all the effort that we have. Despite this, we do not get results commensurate to our inputs. During such times, it becomes the tendency of the society to put labels on us based on our capability or the lack of it. Not only society, many a times we do make that mistake of labeling our own selves. These labels act as barriers, they act as obstacles which stop us from achieving the goal that we set out for. Our Santiago was also labeled as Salao by other fishermen when he could not catch fish for 84 days. What did Santiago do? The first thing that he did was not to accept these labels. He fought these labels. It needs a lot of perseverance. Every day, our Santiago used to get up, go out to the sea, and try his best to catch the fish. But then, sometimes it does happen that despite the best efforts that we do, things don't work. At such times, we need to challenge our limits. We need to break the rules. We need to get out of our comfort zone. And then we will be able to discover ourselves and our true potential in the real sense of the term. At last, Santiago believed that we must be ready when luck comes. So it's all the matter of opportunity. Apna time aega. But friends, while we are waiting for the right kind of opportunity to arrive, what do we do? Do we think about our past experiences and bask in the glory of our past successes or brood in the past failures? Will our past help us to solve the problems or the challenges that we are facing today or we may face in future? No. Just imagine that if you are a tiger or a lioness, can a tiger or a lioness think that because it hunted well yesterday or day before yesterday, today it doesn't need to go out and hunt? No, this way nature doesn't work. Nature is ruthless. It teaches us to live life each day. Every day, every day, you have to go out and prove yourself, not to others, but to your own self. It is possible to live up to your highest potential only when you pack your each day with your entire life. However, friends, when we say all this, what's the point? Where are we going with this? What sense does it make to get up every morning, go out, put our 100% and still expect no results? To get the answer of this question, let us look at the example given in the book. Santiago loved Marlin. He respected him. He called him brother, yet he resolutely killed him. Santiago knew he can't save Marlin from the sharks, yet Santiago fought to his death to bring Marlin back to the shore. Now, this is what our scriptures teach us. This is called karma. This karma tells us about our place in nature. It is about what defines us, and what defines us is our duty or our responsibility. There may be many occasions in life that we may not like something. We may have to let go our own feelings, our likes, dislikes, whims, fancies, choices, and so on. We need to rise above everything else to do our duty. We do what we have to do. And while we do all this, where does our personal happiness fit in? Take the example of Ragnar Lothbrok, the Viking. He says that while I was making the most important decisions in my life, when was it that I thought about my personal happiness? So, we need to remember that we do what we have to do. So, friends, what is it that decides whether we have it in us or not? What decides whether a person would be successful or a failure? Looking at the story given in this book, it is very clear that the ability and willingness to suffer matters the most. Pain is inevitable. And when I speak about pain, I'm not referring to physical pain. What matters is mental toughness. What matters is endurance. And then we need to remember who said life was easy. Just ask the doctors who are working in hospitals today. Ask the policemen who are out there on the street fighting as corona warriors. Is it just the ability to suffer, or there is something else? We also need to learn to never give up, to hold on when it matters the most. That one moment when you are about to succumb to your temptation, that is what Santiago teaches us, to never give up. And the story of this old man and the sea is just a metaphor for life's struggles. Our Santiago was lonely out there in the sea, fighting an epic struggle. In life, too, no one, trust me, no one else can handle your share of burden. You'll have to learn to deal with your own duty and responsibility yourself. And in many cases, friends, such epic struggles in real life do go unnoticed. But, friends, there is an interesting point to note here. While not giving up, it is also necessary to let go of small trivialities. You know this character. Like him, many a times in our lives, we get bogged down by emotional garbage. We also tend to get distracted by small trivialities. We get attached to unimportant things, and then these are the things which divert our attention from our major goals. So, while we learn never to give up, we also should learn to let go. So, friends, whenever in life you feel helpless, that you're not able to control life, remember the situation that Santiago was in. When he hooked Marlin, he tried to pull the fish towards the boat, but instead, the boat was being pulled by the fish. Similarly, at certain times in life, this may happen that you will be drawn by the situation. At such times, we need to keep our calm. This book teaches us to understand our place in nature. It helps us and inspires us to struggle for our pride, and thus gives us a sense of purpose. If I have to sum up the entire philosophy of this book in one word, I would do so by calling it hope. This is all from my side today. Have a very nice day. Thank you.